Welcome. Here we are. Yep. Welcome to the Alex Show. Or the Alex. Yeah, welcome to the Alex Show. I'm your host, Alex. We are back on the train. Yes, sir. We are officially back on the train. I do not have my pen today because it is downstairs. So instead, I have a pencil. But that's boring. Yes, it is I, the one and only. That's right. We're going to cover high school, NFL, and college all tonight's show. We've got a bunch to talk about, so let's get to it. We're jam packed here on a beautiful Oklahoma with a nice cloud. It's a nice little cloudiness to it. It's got some vibe of air. Finally got some fall air. We're coming to you live here in Oklahoma, right here in the Alex room. So let's get to it. First up, let's go ahead and talk about high school. So, the big thing that took place on Thursday, because the games were moved to Friday because of unfortunate circumstances. The BA Tigers the BA Tigers hosted the Union Redhawks in a rivalry that is essentially the bedlam of high school. And BA won 29-10. There's nothing else I need to say about it. Jeremiah September, he is just killing it. They play Edmond Memorial on the road and this Friday, and I can't wait. Also, if you have noticed my upload schedule, there is nothing posted for the 31st, and the 29th. That is because I'm going to be busy for those 2 days, and I won't have time to film. How the cookie crumbles. Alrighty, let's get to it. Then we also had Mustang tried to come up to take on Bixby, and unfortunately Bixby got the upper hand, pulling away with an emphatic score that just honestly shows you why they are the number one team in the nation, why they deserve to be the number one team in the nation, and why they are currently ranking an undefeated season. Jinx took care of more. Yukon, Norman, Edmond, all of those, they took care of business. Everything seemed normal in high school world. So there's not really much to talk about. A lot of these games, we're going to see a bunch of ranked games this Friday. I'm kidding you not. It's going to be 5 games? There'll be 4 games that are both against ranked teams in the top 10. So it'll be epic, and I can't wait to do it. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. I know you guys may have already done so, but if you haven't, just go make sure you are. Double check. We do this thing Monday through Friday, 5:50 to 9:50. We'll try to do it our best. Don't worry, I've got some new breaks and stuff because again, I'm a human. I've got to eat and stuff, so we'll keep going and we'll probably take a break to eat, do all that, and then we'll be back. But yeah, can we let's pull up some interesting stuff that I did off camera. So let's go. I guess that'll bring a good segment into our college football segment. That's right. We had a shakeup in the college football world. Oh dear, I am so sorry, but Oklahoma is unfortunately done for the season. I do not think that the only other game they can win is Tennessee. They are. I did a prediction. I have it on my Chromebook. I wish I could brought my Chromebook, but I did a little predictor, and no matter what, they're not even in the playoffs. Even if they win out, they're 9-3. They're 9-3. They don't get in. That's just the bread and butter of it. So they have to win out. They have to win against Tennessee. They have to win against Missouri. They have to win against Alabama, and then LSU. They win the next 4 games, they can enter the playoff. But that means they'd have to not only they might catch Tennessee off guard, but that would also mean that they have to go beat a pissed off Missouri, a unstoppable Alabama, and then a battered LSU, which would be the only other win I can see them winning, going 9-3. But it looks like they're going to go 9-3 and make a bowl, and unfortunately, they're not going to have a chance. But that's kind of expected. They got put with the hardest schedule in all of football. I cannot believe this score, I cannot believe how much this committee has put on Oklahoma. I mean, they had a gauntlet to do. They had what is that, like 8 ranked opponents to take care of, and that Texas loss, man, I think that Texas did it. That was the backbreaker. That was, if they had not lost to Texas, then I think they could split Ole Miss and Alabama, still went out and make the playoffs. But as long as Texas doesn't get in, not being biased here, but as long as Texas loses, I'll be happy because that means both Oklahoma and Texas are not making the playoffs. So you can, and somehow if they win, they deserve to be the championship. They deserve to play an SEC championship. Just saying. However, if you're looking at the statistics right now, for what I can tell from the eyes, Oklahoma is done. They're done with their season. Unfortunately, they are bowl eligible at least. So they'll still be bowl eligible. It's just a matter of maybe they get a bowl with Oklahoma State. Who knows? Could we have a bedroom in a bowl game? Bowl game bedroom. Not too sure. That would be kind of ironic, but I think they will be playing in a bowl game. So that's we something to hang your hat on, literally. So Oklahoma Falls, Ole Miss has proven themselves to be a championship level team. Not championship, but a playoff contender. If they lost Oklahoma, then it would have been a different story. But they won. They won in the trenches, so that means they are able to compete on a high level, just like Oklahoma is on any given Saturday. Vanderbilt. What else do I need to say? They not only killed the crap out of everyone, they've gritted themselves up against some of the top teams in the country with I would say, a win against Alabama because the fact they were able to hold Alabama to those many points, that should be a win in their books, even though it was a loss. Honestly, that Alabama might be that Alabama game is not even going to matter because it's a good win. It's a good loss. And I think it's even better loss actually now. And so that means it makes Vandy a stronger team. They went into Mizzou, and I think you can make a case this is sort of Oregon and Penn State where Diego Pavia, although he didn't play the best of his game, Vandy didn't play the best game, they broke Missouri completely. They destroyed their quarterback, their morale. They broke Missouri, and now they come out with the broken husk of what Missouri used to be. And they also effectively eliminated Missouri out of the playoffs for good, which is crazy. So Vanderbilt just killed one of its first SEC opponents out of the schedule. It has killed off Missouri. So, Vanderbilt did a little simulation while I was at school. By the way, goated, Bergen High School, goated. And I ran a simulation of the playoff, and turns out Vanderbilt could go, if Vanderbilt wins out, they could go in and go face Ohio State and take them to the wire and then still lose. But they could make it. They are seriously playoff bound. No, I wish I could. I'm going to probably get maybe. Probably later on I will go in depth about it, but we still got a lot to talk about. But let's go ahead and divert to our next game, which is, of course, Alabama and South Carolina. You made Alabama look like the good team here, South Carolina. You had them on the ropes. You had Bama ready to die to give them the first loss, to give them their second loss, and you fumbled the bag at the worst point. South Carolina, you one chance, just one chance to do the impossible, and yet you couldn't even put the nail in the coffin. You're a shameless, you're a husk of your old self. You don't deserve to be in the SEC. If you take Alabama and then lose the way you did, that's just Cocktober's in full swing, guys. That was a trap game for Alabama. They should have lost that, but they didn't. So, congratulations. Speaking of trap game, woo, who thought this would be coming? This will be the last game we'll talk about before we move on to some of the other games. A&M just LSU, I am so sorry you had to witness that on Saturday night. Ooh, I feel bad as an Oklahoma Sooners fan. I feel real bad. Now listen, we don't play favorites here on the channel. But even as a fan myself, like because I grew up in Oklahoma, let me just tell you, it hurts to see that happen to a team like LSU at Death Valley at night when the crowd is at its full blast. I mean, a 49 burger to LSU's 24 or whatever. Come on, that was just, we like to clap it around for the goats over here. A&M just handled business. You get the idea. Alrighty, we don't need to talk about. Also, the A&M can officially hang their hat up and say, "Hey, we fired Brian Kelly. Good, you're welcome, LSU. We just fired your coach." Alrighty, we are currently 6:01 p.m. here in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Again, make sure this video is not sponsored. Make sure you like and subscribe. We do not have ads here. It's a free show for all football, where all is welcome. Please consider subscribing. Make sure you have a bell on. I know it's shameless, but just the bell needs to be ding, 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 and then you'll be notified of any uploads. I've got a bunch of stuff this week to come out. We'll see how it goes. I might have to adjust some stuff, but yeah, well, time I bring it out. In this drawer here, I have this guy. So if you're wondering what this is, this was from a while ago, but it's actually what's on the inside. So ignore everything on the outside. Okay. This paper is the final message to South Florida. Dear South Florida, your run was fun, your trip was awesome, you fell and you got back up. You blasted through your opponents, your schedule so great, you deered yourself hard, failed at the line, spectacularly at heart. You run your underdog story, your storyline is over, Cinderella or not, you are a part of our hearts forever. You've done well, Mr. USF. Unfortunately, the road has ended here. You are bowl eligible, but your playoff hopes die with Memphis clawing at your throat. The blood runs down your throat, thus ending the reign of the Bulls. South Florida, rest in peace, you fighting Bulls. Memphis, one swipe of their claw, down goes South Florida. With the loss to Memphis, they are done. They are not going to be the Group 5 representative. Tulane, Navy, Georgia Tech, and Memphis are the remaining Group 5 contenders. Hi, noob. How are you doing? You like my new setup? I've got a brand new setup. You can see me now, right? And also you can hear me so much better. Welcome in. I'm glad you can join us. I just did a bit of segment of college football. So I'm about to shift to the ACC now, but I can quickly recap what I just said if you want. So I can quickly recap if you would like. So I talked about Oklahoma and Ole Miss and how Oklahoma, even though they can win out, and if they win out, they can be the SEC championship. I just don't think they can win against Tennessee and LSU, but I just don't think they can win Missouri and Alabama with their schedule. So 9-3 ain't gonna get you in, especially in the SEC. I then also talked about how Alabama should have lost to South Carolina, and South Carolina just had every opportunity to seal the game. They didn't. Alabama comes out, dominates, and here we are today talking about it. To recap again, I also talked about Vanderbilt. It's funny. It's kind of like the Penn State and Oregon, where Vanderbilt broke Missouri. Bo Prabula out, and demoralized that team coming out of Nashville. So take that what you will. Vanderbilt, I've made a little playoff thing. They can make a run for it. Then I talked about Texas. If Texas falls to whoever, an A&M or whatever, and they lose, I'm not trying to be biased here. This show is not meant to be biased, but that would be kind of funny if Oklahoma and Texas are out of the playoffs. But anyways, and then to wrap it up, I talked about the A&M Aggies beating the crap out of LSU and subsequently firing Brian Kelly with that win, which just is funny that A&M, the team that no one thought could do anything against the bigger teams, just destroyed LSU at night. So anyways, there you go. And then I did a little, whoops, dropped my pen 1 second. I did a little segment here. I had a little envelope I wrote about a message for South Florida where they got bit by the Tigers and the Tigers killed them and ended their playoff run subsequently. And that's where we are. So they are done. They're not going to make the group of five. The group of five is settled. It is Navy, Georgia Tech, Tulane, and Memphis. And here we are back to the present day. So I'm going to stay in the ACC because we had 2 other games I wanted to talk about, but I do also wanted to talk about the NFL because, again, this is a football channel and football is our priority here in the beautiful state of Oklahoma. So I wanted to bring up the Miami. No, I don't like the Tigers. Not trying to be biased, but this is the team I always root for. Look, listen, you know the history of Oklahoma, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's besides the point. Miami, Stanford. That's the Broken Arrow Tigers. So that's the high school team that I root for. So essentially, I think of Oklahoma. Like, I love Oklahoma, and then subsequently I love Tulsa, and that means I love Broken Arrow, so I love Broken Arrow Tigers because it's where I go to. Just think of it as like, how do I put it? Alabama fans who like their college and subsequently like their school. That's me. But yeah, other than that, that's just the Broken Arrow Tigers, not the LSU Tigers. It's just a completely different team, different program, different team. But I'm a Sooners fan at heart. So, anyways, back to the subject at hand. Miami, Stanford. I did kind of want to go over that game, but then I just realized that Miami looks vulnerable. And listen, I know we have a jam-packed show. Okay, hey man, take care. Hey, listen, take care, dude. Glad you came here. Hey, listen, I know this is shameless plug here, but make sure you subscribe. I have a bunch more live streams this week, Monday through Friday, 5:50. Be there if you have time. See you, man. Peace and love, brother. Cool. All right, man. Hey, take care. Anyways, so yeah. So anyways, back to the topic at hand. We do indeed have to talk about Miami and Stanford. Stanford coming out with a shocking start. Miami pulled away at the end. Done deal. Miami is officially back. Although they're scary, they're vulnerable. I can't wait for them to play Ohio State. Louisville. Louisville. Perhaps Louisville can make it as the group of the ACC representative. That's beside the point. We'll see what happens. Little mystery segment. All right, we have to go ahead and switch topics here, but first I'm going to do a quick little segment for you because I just figured this out. I just came back to my head. We've got to talk about the playoffs. So November 4th is our first look at the college football playoff so far. We'll know who's in it and who's not. It'll be interesting to see. So November 4th, mark it on your calendar. Yeah. So, anyone thinking about Ohio State at the moment? Because whoever they face, you're going to have to face Ohio State in the playoffs no matter what. They're guaranteed to playoffs no matter what. The only other team that could come close to beating Ohio State would be Alabama, and I don't even think Alabama could match them. Ohio State's just on a whole new level. So take it up what you will. All right, let's shift focus here because now we're getting to the big leagues. The NFL, or as I like to call it, chaos on the NFL. So some interesting games happen. We'll have to break the back of the horse in a minute now, but we'll get to that in a moment. We'll get to those people in a moment. For right now, we are going to just take a moment, breathe out. Okay, you got that? Good. Giants lost Cam Scatterboo yesterday. Pray peace and love for your family, Mr. Scatterboo. Peace and love. All right, a little bit of a moment of silence for them. Take a moment of silence for Mr. Scatterboo. Just an absolute heartbreaker for the Giants. To the Eagles, it was just a bad game for everyone. Both teams got screwed by the refs. The Giants got screwed more by Cam Scatterboo going out. Hopefully he comes back with the fine. Hopefully he's all right. Praise to his family and his friends and family, who are no doubt worried about him. Anyways, that game does not need to be talked about. That can just go on the shelf over here, and we'll just move on. But on the other hand, some brighter news. Oh dear, what do I have to say about the Dolphins? I don't even know who the Falcons are. They blow out the Bills. They get blown out by Carolina, and then they come to Miami and they lose to the Dolphins. I'm sorry, but if you can explain that to me, go for it. And you can. You just call them the Cowboys you just call them the Atlanta Cowboys, and you're good to go. Speaking of Cowboys, we'll get to that. I know we'll get to that game. We'll get to that butt whooping in a minute. But first, we got to go in order here. So then we had some interesting games. We had Baltimore and the Bears. Unfortunately, the Pope was not there for Chicago because I think he was too busy talking with Europe and all that about some interesting conflicts there. So unfortunately, the Pope could not give them the praying of Jesus to help them win against the Ravens. The Ravens, unfortunately, it was kind of an expected fight to come out for the Ravens to win. They were battered, beaten, and back into a wall. And I think the Bears caught them at the worst possible moments. Lamar was ready to fight back. They just got him at the worst possible moment. It's just the way things happen. Again, I know I keep saying this, but this can be split into segments. So make sure if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe. Make sure you turn notifications. It's right down below. It helps me out a lot. This channel is free. We don't have any paid promotions, no ads, no nothing. Just college football all day, all week. Okay? Thank you. Back to the show. And what else do I have to say? So, Bears lost to the Ravens. Cowboys. Oh dear. Dak Prescott. I don't know this team anymore. The Cowboys can win a game and lose a game. I looked at their schedule and they win, lost, win, lost, win, lost. They are the most consistent team at both winning and losing that I've ever seen. They are so consistent. You can make an argument that they'll stumble into the playoffs. They'll win the wild card. They'll win the first round. They'll lose to the wild card. They'll win their division. They'll lose against the Eagles. Somehow still make it to the playoffs. Win, lose, and then lose somehow. I don't even know what to say anymore. The Cowboys are just at this point are a wild card. Either they're going to make it to the wild card round itself, or they're just going to be the dark horse team. The Cowboys what in God's green earth are they doing? You don't know what is happening. Jerry Jones is in a bit of a pickle here with his little holy hole that he calls, I'm not going to say that. If you haven't already joined in, welcome into the show. You are loved here in this community. There is no need to worry. We are here to be friendly, kind, and we'll talk all football. A little bit of stuff. Just I can recap a little bit of stuff if you'd like. I'm here to answer questions. We have a jam-packed show as well. This show is every week, Monday through Friday, 5:50 to 9:50, with breaks in between. So take it what you will. A new setup as well. We've got new webcam, new microphone. Should be all rolling and smoothing. Uh, to recap quick, I just went to the NFL after going for college, and I talked about the fact about how chaotic this season is. Anyways, Cowboys, Broncos, 20, I think 49-22 was the score if I last for check. Someone can fact check me that in the comments below. I don't know. Just move on. Bad day. Cowboys just had a bad day. They're going to win their next game. Why? How they roll. Catch them one day bad, one day good. Sound a way to roll. God, I'm not looking forward to that Chiefs game. Speaking of Chiefs, they had a bye week. So did they? Did they have a bye week? I think they had a bye week. If they did, someone correct me now. Tonight they do play the Commanders on prime time Monday night live. I will not be streaming that game, unfortunately, because I'm too going to be busy with stuff, so I will not be streaming that game. Yeah. Well, time to talk about the big guns. Let's head to the late night slate. The Jets getting their first win in the NFL after going 0-7. They won against the Bengals. How ironic. Joe Flacco, after that big performance against the Steelers, put a dookie up and said, I quit. And the Bengals could not keep the meme alive. So the meme is dead. The Jets are finally a winning team. For now, they're going to get blown out, but at least they have a win. And that means since the beginning of football, I can officially say, and all of us can say, there are no more winless teams in the NFL. Everyone's got a win or a loss. Period. All right, and cheers to the fact that we will have a heartbreaking moment tonight, and then have the Dallas beat the Chiefs, Bills beat the Chiefs, and then the Eagles beat the ever-loving crap out of the Chiefs. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to it. We also do have the other game, which I will talk about briefly because it wasn't really that important. The Browns and the Patriots. Yeah, don't think I need to talk about this game anymore because the Browns just are the Browns. We are the Cleveland Browns. They are the Cleveland Browns. And they are the Cleveland Browns. And they are the Cleveland Browns. So you can expect what the Cleveland Browns do best. That's what they did against the Patriots. Alrighty, and also Drake May is now. I think I'm scared for Drake May because he might be coming in next Tom Brady for the Patriots. Oh dear. Watch out, NFL. Watch out, Mahomes. Got a new man in town. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the big game of the night, which was everyone's looking forward to this game besides the Broncos game, and that is the Packers and the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers versus his old teammates with Jordan Love at the helm. It was good for the first three quarters, and then the Packers realized that they had the talent better than the Steelers and just ran it up on them. So the final score doesn't give the whole story. It was a hard-fought battle back and forth between Rodgers and Love through the first three quarters. It's just the fourth quarter they pulled away. The Steelers made some errors, some critical mistakes, and that costed them the game. Aaron Rodgers could not do it, which means he'll get another shot if they rematch again somewhere. If he can get a win against them, he will be the fifth ever NFL player to beat all 32 teams in the league, which would mean so you have Tom Brady at number 1, Peyton Manning's at number 2, Brett Favre is 3, and 4 I'm trying to remember his name. Number 4, and then Aaron Rodgers would be number 5. So yeah, Packers, and that was pretty much what happened. Yeah, so it ended up happening the way it did. So yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about some stuff. Again, like I said, we had a jam-packed episode. We got a lot of week 9 stuff. So that's sort of all that happened in week 9. I mean, I could talk about some high school stuff, but I feel like I covered everything I needed to cover. But we can go ahead and talk about this interesting. I'm going to pull it up on screen for you guys right now because I feel like it is interesting to say the least. Let me pull it up here over here. I'm going to pull up the matchup. All right, let me do. You guys are going to help me with this. You guys are going to help me do this. So consider yourself part of the helping crew. That is not what I want. I want call, what is it? All right. So we are going to do this. All right, so I'm going to share the screen here. You guys are going to help me. All right, we're going to go SEC, Big Ten, and ACC. All right, so I figured we can do this while we wait before we go ahead and call it a night. So I want you guys to help me pick out what I want you guys to help me out with this, okay? You guys are going to be my helping buddy. So right now we are in week 10. So for week 10, I want you guys to help me. So what do you guys think? Syracuse or UNC? Let me know. I think Syracuse will win this game. I just feel like they can do it. We'll get to some of the games. This game you guys can help me out with. You guys are going to be my little helpers. What do you guys think? Mississippi State and Arkansas. You guys can tell me what you guys go down and see. Let me know what you guys want. We'll get to all of you games here in a minute. But first, I want you guys to just tell me who you got, Mississippi State or Arkansas. I'm gonna just do this for us real quick. But so I'm gonna go with Mississippi State, Kentucky. You know what? Arkansas is Arkansas. Two teams that will fumble the bag. So we have Auburn and UK. Well, then Kentucky, Georgia, Ole Miss. We'll just give them the benefit of the doubt. Vandy takes here Texas, Ohio State, Michigan. Alrighty, and Michigan, Illinois, USC. UNLV, Duke, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, Louisville, Miami, Pitt, Notre Dame, Houston, Arizona, this TCU, Cincinnati, UAB, Yep. Check. Navy. That'll be it. So week 11 we have. If we scroll down, Alabama. All right, and then we'll have. You know what? I give Maryland this edge. UCLA, USC, Ohio State, Oregon, Washington. Louisville, Clemson. Florida. Miami, U. Sorry, Miami. And then we'll just keep going with these. BYU, Notre Dame. I'm going to keep going with Navy, which means Notre Dame would be out of the playoff. 6, 8, 4. Check. Hawaii. Check. All right. So let's go week 12 here. So we'll go week 12 here. Let's see what else we have here. Louisville, Alabama. 9. You know what? Let's play it out. Let's play it out for fun. OU, Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, maybe Arkansas actually. Ole Miss, Missouri, Tennessee, A&M, Ohio State, Indiana, Washington, Michigan State, Oregon, Michigan, Maryland. Illinois, USC, Washington State, Georgia Tech, U of V, Miami, Wake Forest, Notre Dame, Arizona State, Baylor, BYU. Yeah, that checks out. Check. I don't have any issues with these so far. Yeah, I'd probably have USF. You know what? I think they lose to USF. Let's see here. Florida State just has the edge. Alabama, Auburn. I'm going to go Tennessee with benefit of the doubt. Georgia, LSU, OU, Texas, Vanderbilt. Actually, Arkansas. Let's just do that. Nebraska. I don't even think I need to point this out. Georgia Tech, Louisville, Miami, Notre Dame, Clemson, Wake Forest, BYU. Yeah, I have them BYU. Baylor. And that seems about right. USF here. All right, and then finally we have week 14, Georgia Tech. I got Georgia Tech winning. Nebraska wins. Missouri, Alabama, Florida, Louisville, Ole Miss, OU, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, A&M, Oregon, Maryland, UCLA, Penn State, Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan, Missouri, Michigan State, Indiana. It's just not going to happen. Syracuse, SMU, Surrey Cal, Wake Forest, Miami, UNC, Virginia, Notre Dame, Houston, Missouri, Sydney. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with these. I don't see anything wrong. Tulane, yeah, Tulane would win against Charlotte. Alright, so now let's move into the championship games. Why that? Did I not get a game? Oh, South Carolina, week 15. Kind of went a bit fast on there. All these should be filled out now. Week 12 should all be filled out. Oh wait, Florida State. Alright, week 15 championship should be 9 championships. So here we go. So here would be the championship games. Got Georgia Tech winning. Yes, Ohio State and Indiana. Let's go. I have Ohio State winning, unfortunately. BYU. Unfortunately, I think BYU will win this game. Alabama and A&M. Yes, this is exactly what we want. Navy will take out USF, unfortunately. We don't care about you. We only care about you guys. Hawaii does the unthinkable and done. So here's your playoff bracket. So again, with this one, unfortunately, Oklahoma still does not make it in, I guess, because they did lose out to Tennessee, meaning that was a must-win game. So let's go back. We'll go back for a second. On the off chance so they win Tennessee. Then they're on a bye. Okay. You have OU winning, going 10-2. Yeah, so OU wins out, so they're 10-2. So they're still not even in the playoffs, which is kind of sucky. I don't get it. But this is kind of what I'd expect from Houston. What the heck? Whoa, Houston's in the playoffs? Nah, this is on some drugs. These I can get. BYU. Wait, what the? Okay. Whatever's what it is, we'll see. Vanderbilt takes care of that. Miami, Ole Miss, Oregon, Navy. Indiana, Navy. They're not going to win it. They're going to make it to the playoffs, so congratulations. They make it to the playoffs. Indiana will win that. So we have Ohio State and Navy in the quarterfinals. Vanderbilt and BYU. Georgia Tech and Indiana. and in Oregon and A&M. A&M, Vanderbilt, and then this is it. Georgia Tech and Indiana. Let's go to. We're gonna go ahead and just get out of here. Simulate that. Indiana. I think Indiana takes care of Georgia. Ohio State. They will once again defeat big old Hurricanes. So that means A&M and Ohio State and Vanderbilt and Indiana. Here we go. Do you think I'm gonna go Vandy, Ohio State, and A&M? Like I said, if A&M can beat Ohio State, I'll be impressed. But I just don't think they will. Which means your final is again Vandy and Ohio State. This is the exact playoff I got in when I was at school. The same thing, Vanderbilt versus Ohio State. But honestly, we'll just give them. They beat their schedule. They went out. They deserve to win. The Vanderbilt will be your 2025 champion. Yes, I would love to do that. Alrighty. And there you go. All right. If you guys helped me with that, congratulations. Alrighty. So we're going to probably wrap things up here in a moment. I know it's a bit of a shorter stream, but I kind of went through everything I needed to talk to. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you like it real quick. Just make sure you're subscribed. It helps out a lot. I know it's a plugin, but subscribe, leave a like, turn on notifications. Helps the channel out a lot. There's no ads, no nothing. We just do this all for free. Football for free, all for live. I do live streams. I do gameplay. I do playing of Madden in college and whatever. And I do other live streaming. I got a couple stuff coming out to you tomorrow. Be on the lookout for the week. The Alex poll will be coming out tomorrow, which is just the quote from Josh Pate, the JP poll. However, it is the Alex poll. So it is my poll, and I'll be ranking from 1 to 25 who I think are the top 25 teams in the nation. So that'll be out tomorrow. From there, it'll be off to the races. I won't be doing anything Wednesday because I'm sure. Other than that, I will be doing it Thursday. I think Thursday is the Alex poll, and then so tomorrow will be power rankings for week 9. Since I did that, I didn't do that completely like I wanted to. So tomorrow will be power rankings. Wednesday will be church. There'll be nothing happening on Wednesday. Thursday we have the Alex poll, and then on Friday I'll be all day with tech, so I won't be able to do anything with recording. So I won't be doing it Friday. And then next Monday, we will have everything from week 10 in recap. Then we'll have week 10 on next Monday. Then next Tuesday will be power rankings. And then Wednesday will be the Alex poll, which will be moved to Wednesday because I won't have church. So we are here live in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma to be exact, here in the wonderful world of Broken Arrow. Here in a cloudy night here. Again, this bit of a shorter stream. We did everything we needed to do. We got through it all, and congratulations. I can't believe we actually did it. We made it for a while time. I hope you guys do like this new setup. It is beautiful. Love the webcam and all that. I'm going to be watching the Commanders and the Chiefs tonight. Not going to be streaming it, unfortunately. I've got other stuff to do. So I'm going to probably do that, watch that, and then get ready for tomorrow. I do have school tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So, I think we have nothing left to talk about here. If there's nothing left to talk about, let's go ahead and let you off with the goodbye here. Actually, let's see if we can reach the 1 hour mark here. But this will be a good time to ask questions. If you have any, let me know. We do the show 24. We do the show from 5:50 to 9:50. It's just so happens some of these will be shorter, some of them will be longer. Mainly will be weeknights ones. So Fridays would usually be the ones that we do from 5:50 to 9:50. This one I'll just change it to be for weekdays. Weekdays from Monday through Thursday, we will do 5:50 to 6:45, and then Fridays will be 5:50 to 9:50. Other than that, there's pretty much not, nothing else I can talk about. But yeah, I guess we'll send it off here. It was a bit of a shorter one. We're glad to back on track. Hope you guys like the new setup. Uh, we are gonna come back here tomorrow. Wait, I got a little message. Let me pull it out. There's my little notebook here. Got a little insight for you. Coming up, I'll just remember this. Coming up, this. Hey, can you hear me? See me? Hear me? Okay, listen to me. This is for you guys only. This upcoming week, I'm going to be doing, get this, a full breakdown with Broken Arrow itself. I'm going to get in touch with Mr. Herring and see if I can get that set up. Should be able to get that nice. So you guys will get an in-depth look into the school I go to and the Pride of Broken Arrow. So that is the Broken Arrow live tour. That'll be this upcoming week. Mark your calendars. I'll get in touch with Mr. Herring and we'll set things up. But yeah, I can't be affiliated with Broken Arrow, but I can still do stuff even from home. So other than that, I mean, until I get my actual pen back from downstairs, this is the pen I've used. But I'm going to put that back there because unfortunately we will have to end the show. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, again, last time I'll say this because I'm going to break this up into segments. Make sure you liked, you comment, you subscribed, and tell me your favorite part of the stream. Let's get this video to at most 1,000, 15K, if not even better. I want this to grow. Thank you so much for watching. I am upcoming to this channel, and I hope every subscriber means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not doing this for money. I do this for entertainment. So let's talk football. As always, I'm your host, Alex McKinney, signing off, saying good night, live from Oklahoma. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Power Rankings. Alrighty. Take care. Good night. From here in Oklahoma, wish you the best of luck of your year in the Lord and Savior 2025. Good night, everyone. The show is over.